Today, Animal Radio switches gears to bring you the latest tips, newest technologies and medicines, and ways to help your pet grow old gracefully, as Animal Radio presents a special on our aging pets, keeping them comfortable. That's all today, right here on Animal Radio.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio Network.
1-866-405-8405. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Gabriel from Riverside.
Hey, Gabriel, how you doing?
Good.
Listening on Coast or K-Big. What can we do for you?
I have a 27-year-old Siamese cat.
You have a 27-year-old?
Yes.
Wow.
That's pretty old.
That's a pretty good way to start the show today, because today we're talking about aging pets. 27 years old. What do you attribute it to? What have you done to help your cat live so long?
I give him beer every week.
You give him beer every week? What, like a Corona and a lime or something? Wow.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. I was going to say, does he have a preference?
Well, I'm not condoning beer, but they say that a little wine once a week is good for the system.
Yeah.
Sure, beer once a week. Hey, if your cat's living that long and is feeling good, more power to you.
You're doing something right.
You know what? We want to hear from people today. If you have a pet that's living exceptionally long and you want to add a little bit to the show, 1-866-405-8405. Gabriel, we're going to hook you and your cat. What's your cat's name?
Fluffy.
We're going to hook you guys up with some goodies, okay?
Okay, thank you.
It's not going to be beer, though.
No
Sorry.
beer, though, okay? Hold on one second. No stranger to Animal Radio, our good friend Arden Moore, famous, world-renowned columnist. You've probably read her stuff in either Prevention Magazine or Catnip or Cat Fancy. Well, she's been everywhere, and she's back with us today. Is this permanent, Arden Moore? Are you joining Animal Radio Network yet?
Yes, I am. The truth is out. We let the cat gingerly out of the bag.
Woohoo!
Well, we're talking today about aging animals and how to make their, getting older more comfortable. And we figured you knew a lot about it. Maybe you can help us.
Well, I'd be glad to. I mean, when you think about it, half of the pets we have are 7 years or older, and in some cases that's considered senior status.
Wow.
If you have a dog like a Labrador Retriever, anything that weighs about 50 pounds or more, by the time they hit their 7th birthday, they're seniors.
Well, how do we know when our animals are seniors? Cats and dogs, they must arrive at different times, yeah?
Yes, a lot of it is based on their weight. And for example, the American Animal Hospital Association, they came up with a really nifty chart. If your dog or cat weighs under 15 pounds, then they should get a senior checkup by the time they hit their 9th birthday.
And how often should they have that senior checkup? Every year?
The senior checkup then should be every year. And the good thing about that is it gives you a baseline. Just like us, when we go in to get our regular health checkups, it gives the veterinarian a little bit more knowledge for the next year to see if there's any changes in their, in their blood platelets and, how they're feeling and all. So I really urge people that one of the best birthday presents you can give for your senior pet is a senior wellness check. Okay. Now, when our dogs get a little older with us, you've got to keep that in mind, that they're not that 2-year-old dog that could walk for 2 miles or 3 miles.
So what, you got to shorten the walks or what?
Yeah, shorten the walks, make it on more levels. Try to avoid really steep hills and things like that. But really more importantly is, get your dog's muscles warmed up before you start the walk. And fun way to do it is take a little treat and get your dog in that play bow position.
Oh, like a stretching.
Yeah. So the dog has got his rump up in the air, his front feet are stretched forward, he's got a big grin on his face. He doesn't know it, but you're stretching all his muscles.
Okay.
What I like to do, especially when it gets kind of nippy out at night and you're watching TV and you're thinking, what can I do to help my dog? It might be a little arthritic or just have kind of stiff joints. Take a hand towel, spritz it with a little bit of water, throw it in your dryer for like 10 minutes. Get it nice and warm, but that moist heat. place that on your dog's sore hip or joints. And while you're watching your favorite television program, your dog's getting a mini sauna massage.
Very good. I like that.
The other thing, too, for the kitties, make sure that that there's a litter box on every level.
Which we do around here at the studio anyway, because we have so many kitties.
Yeah, and finally, give them a little therapeutic massage. Become your dog's massage person. In other words, with your cat and your dog. But when you do it, when you give your dog or your cat a massage, never use your fingernails. This is not needed. Never use oils. I mean, they don't need to,
No, of course not.
Get all pampered like that. But if you just take your thumb and your index finger and you kind of just go up and down their spine, starting with their neck and just kneading gently but firmly all the way to the base of their tail and back and forth.
They like that.
Oh, my gosh. And then follow it with an open palm, hand over hand, glide up and down the spine. All of a sudden, they get this look in their face. Like, all of a sudden, they might do a little lip licking, but they get really quiet and calm. And you are just stirring up all the good blood.
Getting those endorphins going.
Yeah. And, so I'm trying to offer people things that they can do that really give some TLC to their older pets. I mean, think about it. They've been with us since they were a puppy or a kitten. And you know what? You can't find a better companion.
Nope.
And we need to help them out a little bit.
Yeah, they dedicated their whole lives to us.
That's right. And, so these are just little tricks that I offer people from my books that you can easily do, and they don't cost you anything, and they take very little time.
Well, we're going to put this VIP list up at animalradio.com so everybody can write down, if you didn't get to write down these great tips, we'll have that there. Now, you have your website, which is actually has just changed, is now ardenmoore.com. Is that correct?
That's right. We have a new, improved website.
What are we going to find there at that website?
Well, you're going to find the copies of all my books. I've published 14 books now on dogs and cats.
Wow.
And we have lots of great articles from the different magazines that my works have appeared for a sampling. I do a lot of public speaking now for pets. I'll be at the National Pet Sitters Conference in San Diego later this month, and at the Animal Expo at the Humane Society's event in Anaheim in March.
Very, very cool. Well,
busy lady.
You are very, very busy, and of course, at the pinnacle of your career, now Animal Radio.
I am so jazzed to be part of your team. You guys do great work, and you get the word out, and that's what I like to do.
Very good. We'll speak to you very soon. Hold on there for a second. We have more on our special aging special. Our special aging special right here.
There you go.
On Animal Radio. Don't go anywhere. Animal Radio, by the way, is brought to you by the Temecula Pet Expo at the Downs from March 31st through April 2nd in conjunction with the World Cup Qualified Equine event. Equine. If you want to learn more, 1-866-653-7533 or visit www.socaltradeshows.com. Coming up in just a couple of minutes here, we're going to talk about how bedding affects your pet.
Bedding. I thought you said betting like in gambling.
No, bedding. Like how they sleep, where they sleep, because that's very important as they get older.
Flavucin keeps cartilage, tendons, and ligaments healthy and joints flexible. Hear what people are saying about Flavucin.
Concerning my dog Zodiac, I started her on the Flavicine probably about a month and a half ago. I have to tell you, for a 13-year-old German Rottweiler with spinal arthritis, she made a turnaround in less than 7 days. We had thought that we might be losing her this year and have to put her down, but she seems to be really reacting to it very well.
To find out more, visit www.yourolderdog.com. That's yourolderdog.com.
Listen up, Southern California. Don't miss the Temecula Pet Expo at the Downs from March 31st through April 2nd in conjunction with the World Cup Qualified Equine event. This expo has it all. Pet workshops, adoptions, the latest pet products, and a kids zone. In addition, a percentage of every paid admission goes to local schools. To learn more, call 1-866-653-7533 or visit www.socaltradeshows.com. That's socaltradeshows.com.
The Petcot is the best elevated pet bed available. what makes it so different? It has an elevated supportive design, promotes wellness care, is comfortable and hygienic, it's durable and a breeze to clean. The Pet Cot is also safe for use indoors and outdoors. And best of all, you never have to buy a new bed again. All parts are replaceable. Order online at www.petcot.com or call 1-866-271-2687 to get yours.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio Network.
Well, you know, Judy, we've been talking about a lot of things that can help your pet age more comfortably and easier, but we haven't really touched on some of the most obvious ideas, and those are where our pets sleep. Because I know for cats, they sleep, 2/3 of every day.
Yes.
Boy, I wish I had a schedule like we have Greg Squires on the phone. He's from the Pet Cot Company. That's hard to say, the Pet Cot Company.
Right.
How you doing, Greg?
Great. How are you?
Very well. Where are we calling you?
St. Louis.
So the animals are probably out today, getting up, moving out and about. But when they come in later today, they're going to want to lay down. And if they're getting older, let's say they have sores on their elbows or their ankles, what makes the benefit of having a good bed? Why is that so important?
Well, what we try to do is create something that's different than what's typically on the market. And by doing that, what it does is it allows air to flow freely through the bed versus like a soft pillow bed.
It breathes.
Right. It's a breathable product. And what we found is a lot of the dogs lay on our bed as much as the other beds. Even though some dogs, some owners will call us and say, not really sure if my dog will like it, but let me give it a try. But our return rate is like 2%.
Well, it's important. They're more comfortable, and obviously there would be no reason to return it.
Right.
When you're making beds, you obviously have to deal with things like incontinence.
Yes.
Do you have a bed for that?
Yes, we do. Yeah, what we did is we created a bed that's going to go through all the life stages of your pet.
Okay.
And so, let's say like the first stage would be to get the regular bed, and then to move up. Like as he gets older, you can add components to the product in order to make them more comfortable.
What would you add?
Wow.
Oh, you can add a fleece cover. We actually have an orthopedic pad that goes between the fleece and the bed itself. We also have the incontinent bed that has a tray that goes under it, so if the dog has an incontinence problem, you can utilize that component too.
So you don't have to throw out the bed and purchase a whole new bed.
Exactly, and there's no foam to hold the odor, so...
Oh, wow.
That's the beauty of the product.
And is it washable and easy to
clean? Yeah, you can wash it. You can use it indoor, outdoor. It's very easy to sanitize. You can either use a safe disinfectant on it or whatever, and it's very easy to clean.
Okay, and you can use like the fleece covers on the orthopedic beds. These are the beds that breathe?
Yes.
Now, does this distribute his weight so he doesn't get those type of bed sores or sores on his elbows? How does it work?
Yes, it does. Since it's a single piece of material over the top of over the frame of the cot, what it does is allows there's no foam, so it doesn't clump up, allowing hot spots to get on the pet. Therefore, it gives them a comfortable, even, supportive environment to lay down on.
What about our cats, our felines?
What we found is the cats will take over the bed, and the customer will call back and order another one for the dog. So it's pretty funny how that works, but I think the cats like it because it's elevated and it gives them sort of a little perch to get up on.
They're very durable. They're very attractive. I don't mind having it inside the house. Some beds that you see out there you don't want anywhere in your house, but these are beautiful.
That's important to me. I want something that looks good, that's going to fit in my decor, and that's easy to clean.
And you can use these outdoors, too.
Yep, and we're even coming out with a sun canopy for outdoors.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow, good.
Yeah, that will go just attached to the bed, and then you can use it indoor or outdoor. So
again, another thing that can attach. You don't have to buy the whole bed.
Right.
You can do it one piece at a time. So if we wanted to get in, let's say we don't have a lot of money right now, where can we start at price-wise?
Like the small size is $59.99, and it goes up to the giant size, which is $89.99, which will hold, a dog 200 pounds or less.
And the canopy dog bed?
Same thing. You could buy the bed and then just add the canopy later to it, so it would go from small to extra large also.
Very good. If someone wants to do this, where can they get pet cots?
Well, you can go to petcots, petcot.com, or you can even call us at 866-271-2687.
And, of course, we'll have all that information at animalradio.com. Greg, we appreciate you spending time with us today.
Great. Well, thank you.
When we return, we're going to take your phone calls, more of your phone calls at 1-866-405-8405. Animal Radio is brought to you by Flavicin. Flavicin improves joint function in dogs, keeping cartilage, tendons, and ligaments healthy and joints flexible. This powerful blend of micronutrients has been shown to effectively fight joint problems in the bodies of aging animals. So check it out. Find out more about this breakthrough formula. Visit www.yourolderdog.com. We'll be back with more Animal Radio right here.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio Network.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Petcot, the best elevated bed available, promoting wellness care for your pet as he ages. All parts of Petcot are replaceable, so you'll never buy a new bed again. Visit them online at www.petcot.com or call 1-866-271-2687. Never buy a bed again.
I like that idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Joining us is Mike Barrowman, president, co-founder of Pro Pet Sciences, a Colorado-based pet nutrition company. Beautiful day in Colorado. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Hal.
We are talking about aging animals, and unfortunately, one of the more common ailments, especially predisposed to some breeds, are joint issues, and mostly with dogs, but also with cats. I was wondering if you could hip us to it, tell us a little bit about some of the things we might look for as our pets get older that relate to joint problems.
Yeah, well, you were right on the spot, Hal. Arthritis typically strikes the larger breed of dogs, mostly because they're carrying a lot of weight on their joints. It also can affect dogs that are really active and things like that. So there are certain breeds that are predisposed to it. But as far as arthritis goes, if you get down to the science of it, it's really a disease that attacks and destroys the cartilage. And as your listeners may know, that cartilage is that soft, spongy, shock-absorbing substance that covers the end of their bones where they meet and form joints. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, it can be caused by a number of things: aging, genetics, injury, excessive repetitive motions like a dog chasing a tennis ball, catching a frisbee.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing about arthritis is that it's degenerative. And basically what that means is if it's not evaluated and treated early, the symptoms are going to gradually become worse and worse. So,
are there certain breeds that are predisposed to joint problems? Dogs, golden retrievers, I understand, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Again, just to reiterate, it's the larger, heavier dogs. Great Danes. I myself, my family, we have 2 Alaskan Malamutes, the big sled dogs. Mm-hmm. Overweight dogs, unfortunately, again, because you're putting a lot of stress on those joints. And I think the interesting thing to note is that it's a really, really common occurrence. I think most dogs, and I can't recall the exact study that I'm referencing or I'm going to mention, but by the time most dogs reach, 5 to 6 to 7 years of age, which is about middle age for most dogs, about 75% of them are going to be, predisposed to getting some kind of joint problem, arthritis being the main one. So it's something that's very prevalent, and fortunately there's some science and some nutrients and some supplements out there.
Well, I keep hearing about glucosamine.
Glucosamine is one of the ingredients, and there are certainly some others. Most of the studies that you see how will certainly reference glucosamine, but there are also a couple other important supplements or nutrients that have to be combined with glucosamine to be effective.
Now, there's this product called Flavicin.
Flavicin, exactly. And Flavicin is an advanced arthritis and antioxidant formula for dogs.
Okay.
And I mentioned antioxidant. Glucosamine is certainly one of the nutrients that can help the dogs, along with chondroitin, and those two have been shown to, when present together in the right amounts, and that's a key point. You have to have the right ingredients, the right amounts. Those have been proven to work synergistically. And there's all sorts of studies on those, but again, getting back to the point of the right amounts. The only studies that have shown it to be effective in animals dictate that the animal receives about 500 milligrams of glucosamine for every 30 pounds of body weight.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It is, but it's not, because there's a lot of formulas out there, and the dog food manufacturer's a little bit guilty of this. They'll say, hey, our dog food's got glucosamine in it. It does, but it's got it in such a small amount that it's not significant enough to really help your dog. So again, the thing that your listeners have to remember is that it's got to have those right ingredients, glucosamine and chondroitin, and it's got to have at least 500 milligrams per every 30 pounds of your dog.
I want to try some of this out. How can I get some of it?
The best way to do it is to probably hop on the web and type in www.yourolderdog.com.
Okay.
And that'll take you to our webpage, and there's loads of information. We've got tons of information, lots of the scientific backing behind our formula. But if you don't want to visit the web, you can certainly call our toll-free number, and that's pretty easy to remember. It's 877-PRO-PET-1 or 877-776-7381.
And of course, we'll have that at animalradio.com.
Sure.
Do you have an automatic program where, in case I run out, I don't have to remember ahead of time?
Oh, one of those things that they send it to you out of...
Judy, yes, we do, and that was something that our customers came to us and said, hey, listen, Mike, this seems to be working for my dog. I tend to forget. I'm running out. What can you do? So we've divided into 3 what we call wellness plans. We've got a small, a medium, and large, and they're all based on the weight of your dog. And what this wellness plan does is, based on the size of your dog, we automatically ship you the product every certain amount of time. For small dogs, you're going to get 1 bottle every 90 days. For a medium dog, you'll get 1 bottle every month and a half. And for the larger dogs who need larger dosages, you're going to get a bottle every month. And the nice thing about that is, when people order this wellness plan, we send them a free book. We've done a lot of research on some of the books out there, and it's very hard for me to describe and explain all the science and the studies and the reasons behind why your dogs have problems as they age. And this book called YourOlderDog.com does a great job of explaining that. So when you order the wellness plan, we throw the book in, you try it. If it works for your dog, great. If for some reason it doesn't work for your dog, we've got a 60-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee. You get your money back, you keep the book, and, good luck to you, and try and find something that works for your dog. But
very good.
Yeah.
It's called Flavicin, and we're with Mike Barrowman, president, co-founder of ProPet Sciences, a Colorado-based pet nutrition company and the makers of Flavicin. You can learn more at, once again, the website, YourOlderDog.com.
Correct.
And we'll be linking to it from AnimalRadio.com. Mike, we appreciate you spending time with us today.
Hal and Judy, enjoyed it.
Thank you.
We continue our special on aging coming up next right here on Animal Radio. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
This is Animal Radio
Network.
The Pet Cot is the best elevated pet bed available. What makes it so different? It has an elevated supportive design, promotes wellness care, is comfortable and hygienic, it's durable and a breeze to clean. The Pet Cot is also safe for use indoors and outdoors. And best of all, you never have to buy a new bed again. All parts are replaceable. Order online at www.petcot.com or call 1-866-271-2687 to get yours.
Flavocin keeps cartilage, tendons, and ligaments healthy and joints flexible. Hear what people are saying about Flavocin.
Concerning my dog Zodiac, I started her on the flavocin probably about a month and a half ago. I have to tell you, for a 13-year-old German Rottweiler with spinal arthritis, she made a turnaround in less than 7 days. We had thought that we might be losing her this year and have to put her down, but she seems to be really reacting to it very well.
To find out more, visit www.yourolderdog.com. That's yourolderdog.com.
Listen up, Southern California. Don't miss the Temecula Pet Expo at the Downs from March 31st through April 2nd in conjunction with the World Cup Qualified Equine event. This expo has it all. Pet workshops, adoptions, the latest pet products, and a kid zone. In addition, a percentage of every paid admission goes to local schools. To learn more, call 1-866-653-7533 or visit www.socaltradeshows.com. That's socaltradeshows.com.
Welcome to Voice of the Animal. My golly passed away on a Friday morning, Epiphany Day, at the age of 18 years and 9 months. When it comes to small babies and elderly kitties, every month is a reason for celebration. I first saw Golly on a sign at the vet's office. A beautiful, petite, long-haired tortoiseshell kitty with big green eyes needed a new home. When we picked her up, she was hiding in a closet. The young woman who posted the sign explained that her boyfriend liked to chase Freaky, as she was so inappropriately named, with the vacuum, and she had thought it best that Freaky find a new home. I have always been grateful to that young woman for having the presence of mind to post that notice, and hope that she was able to find another place for the boyfriend as well. For her entire life, Golly, immediately renamed upon arrival at her new home, would be terrified of the vacuum. Every time I brought that horrible machine out of the closet, I would announce, "Golly, I'm going to vacuum," and she would bolt to the far end of the house. I would conclude the task with, "Golly, I am done vacuuming," and she would reappear, greatly relieved. My favorite nickname for her was the Golly Llama, because she had the wisdom and self-dignity of a saint. She was gentle and kind. In all her years, I never once, not once, saw her harm another creature, not a bird or spider or bug. She could have caught even a hummingbird, she was so quick, but she didn't. Yet, like any great being, she also was a warrioress. On those dreaded visits to the vet, when she needed to have her nails trimmed, I would warn the doctors that her claws were lightning fast and to be careful. They would always chuckle and say, "Oh yes, don't worry, we know how to protect ourselves." And every time, this 5-pound tigress would nick them, leaving them with a look of chagrin on their astonished faces. She didn't want to hurt them, she just wasn't big on manicures. Our walks were the highlight of our day. I have a wonderful collection of photographs of friends and family walking Golly on her pale pink harness and lavender leash, patiently acting as her escort as she leads them to the sunniest spot in the yard. It is clear in every photograph who is in charge of the outing. Those friends and family would secretly say to me, "Don't tell the other kitties, but Golly is my favorite." Other animals loved her. She was always so keen of eye in spotting a rattlesnake, the bobcat or javelina at the back door, or the bear or deer in the yard. The wild turkeys would congregate around her, and at our home in the golden foothills of California, the beautiful red cows that lived in the pasture around us would always greet her through the fence with a kiss on the nose. My favorite funny Golly story was when she threw up a fur ball into the top of the VCR. It smoked and sputtered and cost me $200 to replace. She loved to play with ribbon. Whenever a present needed to be wrapped, I would announce, "Golly, I am playing with ribbon," and she would arrive to help. She was light and graceful on her feet, like a fairy cat, and the gentle twinkling sound of the bell on her collar would announce her special presence. I miss that sound. There comes a moment in the lives of our beloved animal friends when we know that their time with us will be measured in weeks, months, or if we are very lucky, a couple more years. The diagnosis of kidney failure brought the heartbreaking privilege of witnessing her warriorous presence assert itself with her quiet courage and bravery in taking the sub-Q treatments, in maintaining her dignity as she let us wrap her up in a towel to avoid those swift claws and give her the anti-nausea medicine. I canceled a trip to Europe and vacations at the beach. She, in turn, was valiant in her determination to enjoy every moment and stay through the important events of the year, her 18th birthday. the completion of my doctorate, in which, as my muse, Golly accompanied and inspired me all those years while I wrote papers. She sat in the biggest chair at the table during Christmas dinner with family, and she was there to welcome in 2006. She was not a lap kitty. She would not suffer being held. Except on that early Friday morning, Epiphany, a day that reveals a gift of light and love. When she died in my arms, her gift to me, the one moment it mattered most. For Voice of the Animal, this is Rayanne Cumulos.
Okay.
There's lots more at animalradio.com. Remember, if you get a pet this week, please spay or neuter. And please don't get any animals from a breeder. And if you get a cat, don't declaw. We'll see you next week right here for more Animal Radio. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is Animal Radio
Network.